Okay, dear Gemini, this one is for you. That is you here, Gemini. Hold on, let's get that straightened up. That's Gemini. This is Tarot Lumination with your love and relationship report for March 2018. So we're going to have a little bit of a preamble here to get you in the groove because a lot of stuff just happened recently. February was an extremely active month. A lot of turbulence for a lot of people coming out of the Leo Aquarius eclipse pattern. So we're still in the throes of that. It just happened. It's a big wave. There's no going back. And for you, Gemini, that affected you up in your 9th house. You know, higher knowledge, wisdom, higher consciousness, truth seeking, becoming basically more aware, spiritually aware, and seeking that and getting that. And then, of course, with the Leo axis down in your 3rd house there, what are you going to do with all that? How are you going to be a better listener, a better speaker, a better writer, a better teacher, a better learner in all these matters, okay? And so that's already in play, but... Okay, let's just, that's already in play. There you go. That's what we just talked about here. Okay, there's the 9th house for you. That's Gemini. But we're already moving into this new Pisces energy here, which is on your Pisces Virgo axis, which is on your angles. So it's going to be, you're going to really feel it. You're going to see it in your life, including love and relationship. It's going to affect you simply because the big shift in energy happening up here in Pisces affects you at the home. In the early March, there's going to be a Pisces Virgo full moon. So that axis is going to be lit up here. You're going to feel it. And a lot of our relationships are conducted in the context of our home. So what is happening inside you with your career and your home life that is affecting your relationships? Here, I'll just show you. This is the big Pisces stellium happening for all of us, whether you like it or not. And for you, you know, so it's got Sun, Neptune, Mercury, Venus, and Chiron all up there in Pisces. And so the huge emphasis with the Chiron emphasis is going to be all about healing. There's no way out of it. And one of the uncomfortable, awkward parts about healing is revealing what needs to be healed. So there's going to be a tremendous amount of light on what needs to be revealed in order to be healed. Might as well just accept it and make the best of it. So that's happening for you, Gemini, up here in what would be considered your 10th house of career, destiny, your place in this world, your dharma, whatever you want to call that. Like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? What is your career, your mission thing? Okay, so you might feel a lot of changes, big shifts and changes happening up in this part of your life where you are very visible to the world. You know, this is what people see you as, or how you see yourself presenting yourself to the world for your task here, your mission here, whatever that is. And it's going to affect your relationship. Ships. Okay. Anyway, got a bit carried away there. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. There's just not enough time or space or anything, at least not on this channel. I'm sorry. Maybe one day we will. But for now, we're just going to make the best of what we've got. Very simple, okay? We're going to use the crucible spread where there's you, there's significant other, and then there's the third entity, a unique entity. It has a life, a structure, and energy of its own called the relationship. All right. So, Gemini, the cards were well shuffled in advance, but I like to go to the very last second so that you're a witness. Watch the whole thing for yourself. Reinterpret as you need. Watch your sun, moon, and rising, and do your cross-watching, as they call it. Okay? And make the best of it. Okay? The whole idea of these reports is to help you get through the month, so you can make the best of the energy around you, even if it's very tough energy, okay? And the Pisces is, in astrology, that's a hard square to you. So, you know, let's make the best of this, all right? Cards are well shuffled. All right, here we go. I'm bringing in Tarot Lumination angels. You bring in your angels, okay? Let's make this a team thing, all right? All right, Gemini. Let's have a look. What's going on? So this, think of this as the love vibe that you're radiating. So even if you're single, if you really want to stretch this reading out, you can think of it as, like, through the laws of attraction, this was what you might attract through resonance, okay? limbic resonance, as they call it. This is you deep at the soul energy. This is the other deep at the soul energy. And this is the relationship itself. Okay? So this would be the momentum, prospects, and so on. So you can see the crucible here. This is the structure in a deliberately chosen relationship where both parties hopefully are doing the best they can to be there for each other. It's not what can you extract from each other, it's what can you bring to each other, and how are you going to invest in this thing. Circumstantially, we've got what I call weather. You, Gemini, like everyone else, you're going to make the best of it. And you've got the Nine of Swords. So we might already be dealing with the Pisces energy piling up. So coming out of February, we were already having the sun in Pisces for at least a few days. And on March 1st, we got the big Pisces Virgo full moon already, right here, like we were just talking about. Bam-o. Sorry, for you, bam-o up there. It's going to be kind of like this, all right? So there's you. There's for you, Gemini, your career placement is all about like Pisces type energy, whether you know it or not, but that's just how it is. So this is going to be heavily aspected, this aspect very early on in the month. You're going to feel it. It's going to shake, rattle, and roll your foundations, all right? So that's probably what's going on here. You might be feeling like, oh no, I know this is something happening. I know it's bad. I know whatever it is, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. What is it? I don't know. That kind of energy. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. A lot of this is in the mind. It's understandable. Gemini, you are very cerebral, so you might experience and feel so much through the mind. And if you're discovering and sensing anything and everything that is not right, that is not working for you, please treat that as a blessing, okay? That's what needs to be revealed in order to be healed. So please see this new moon, this full moon right on the 1st of March as symbolic of this. All of this doo-doo is coming to the surface. That's where you need to pay attention. This is what needs attention right now. So pay attention. All right. Sorry, I don't want to tell you what to do. I get bossy sometimes. Let's have a look. What's going on? Okay, well, you're working at it. You understand that this is an investment. You understand that it's almost like there's no way out of it. Because like with the 10th house energy, there's nowhere to hide. You're on full maximum exposure. Pretend you're the CEO of a company and you have to make a speech that day. Everybody's looking at you and they're hoping that you come out with the right words out of your mouth that makes them feel good so they can go back to their desk job or their office or their factory floor and feel good about being in your corporation, your workplace, your environment where you are the boss. And so if you're discovering that there's a lot of, let's say, things that are coming to your attention that are not really working very well, and it's intimidating for you, my feeling here is that no matter how challenging this may be, at least you understand that it's something that has to be taken care of and that you're the only one who can do it, so you have to go out there and do it. It means having to invest energy in yourself, which means into the relationship. So, in some ways, love is work, Love is as love does. So if you're going to sit on your sofa all day and eat marshmallows and hope that everything just happens perfectly, good luck with that plan. If you're willing to go out the front door and do something significant, of importance, of value, and invest in your life, your world, your destiny, and build the foundations out there, incorporate everything that you're learning from scratch, from new, because of these eclipses, and bring that into your love life, your relationships, because you might as well, because for a lot of us, our so-called work lives, when we leave the house in the morning and come back later, that consumes a huge part of our life. And then a lot of times we don't leave enough time and energy for the relationship that we experience at home. And that's where things can come unglued. So it might be time to, invest and work a lot harder, taking into account the foundations of your life, all the way down here for you, which would be over here in your 4th house of foundations. So you might be getting a lot of awakenings about how unstable the foundations might be in your life, where you need to invest more work. And it looks like you're doing that. You might not have language for this right now because the way I'm talking about it, it would in some ways be very, very hard to even perceive this or understand this in terms of the context of a love relationship. But that's what I'm feeling here. So I thought I better just put it out there. What we do out here in the world affects what happens to us at home, which is often where our relationships are conducted, especially the most deep and intimate part of the relationships. Let's have a look at the other. Okay. Well, they might be feeling left out in some ways because maybe you're, doing everything you can to keep it together, working, investing, maybe, with all your best of intentions. But over here, with the Five of Pentacles, this is the energy of, let's say, being, rejected, feeling left out, feeling unworthy, feeling like a loser, feeling like they've lost or that they are losing ground, so to speak. And no matter how much they might have invested, and no matter the awareness that there is potential there, that there are, let's say, there is value here, but if inside of themselves right now, at least in their day-to-day waking life, they're feeling despondent, rejected, and unloved, love is as love does, evidence of love. If you think of pentacles as evidence of love, material manifestations of love, as opposed to like talking about it or writing poetry, we're talking about here like financial stability in the relationship, things like that, or having a regular pattern of going out once a month for Indian food or something. And just because you see that, you Gemini see that as an investment. If they love Indian food, you take them out. Say, I'm going to take you out tonight, honey, because I love you so much. But if that's not happening, for them because you're so, let's say, self-absorbed in doing what you think has to be done in your career, your big place in the world, on the podium and everything, to the point where you're neglecting the home life, that can be really felt over here by a significant one at home, where it's just like, I'm home alone. Like, who are you? Where are you? Who did I marry? Where did you come from? What are we actually building here? What did we invest in? That, I feel there's a lot of doubt here and uncertainty and discomfort for them in the context of this relationship. I don't think it's just them feeling poor and miserable on their own. I think this is a direct consequence of your own energy, your own behavior, your own dynamics of what's happening in your relationship. So remember, this is not a couples reading. This is all about you, Gemini, and it happens to include a significant other. And I feel that this significant other is experiencing this sense of lack and loss in context with you. And it might be because you're out of the game a lot. You're not there. You're consumed with, building a career, building a life, building all of that stuff. And you might be aware that stuff has to happen at the home and the foundations of the life. And you're thinking you're doing a great job. Like, I'm out here every day. I am working my butt off for you and the relationship and us. And you don't appreciate me. And they're thinking like, well, okay, that's a great idea, but it would be nice to see you now and again instead of just seeing messed up bed covers in the morning and a couple of dishes in the sink on the weekend. We do have a relationship. We do have a love life. Thank you very much. Sorry, I got a little bit dramatized there. Let's have a look. Not traumatized, dramatized. Okay. So with the Hangman here, I have a feeling that you might be fully aware of what's going on here, but you can't handle it, Gemini. It's almost like going into that state of spiritual numbness where everything gets put on hold and the whole relationship dynamic, as it comes out of you, the person, as the energy that you're relating from the soul level, it's almost disembodied from the relationship. Like, you think you're doing the right thing and you're going through the motions. It's almost like, playing the role, acting the role of the dutiful mate, the dutiful partner in a loving relationship, but it's just out of whack because the emphasis is like on things that don't really count. What really counts is the love. And if all there is here is static, stress, anxiety of things like not working, and you're trying to focus more and more and more about making it work according to the way you think it should work for you, on the assumption that that's what's best for the relationship, which in some ways is true. However, it feels like it's being done from a self-serving angle where you're not really taking into account the whole relationship as a dynamic. In other words, it's almost like you're just operating like this, one to one, without any consideration of the relationship itself and the depth and dynamic of it, to the point where you're not connected to the relationship at all. It's more like you're disembodied here, and you don't fully get it, and it's not happening yet. And maybe we're going to come up to a point soon where things will click into place. Let's have a look deep inside of them. Okay, well, they would sure like it to work. My feeling here with this energy is that they would like to restore balance. They would like to get things back in harmony and balance. And if, again, I'm thinking of pentacles in terms of the evidence of love. Like, how is this actually working in 3 dimensions, in real life? The quantifiable, measurable things that are very, very important in a relationship. Time spent together. Okay, that's very, very important. The nurture together, the kindness, the attention, the listening, the respect, the consideration, the patience, and the celebration of the other. If none of that is happening because you're so focused on running the relationship according to the way you think it should work, no harm about that. But circumstantial evidence should be a very strong indication that there's something out of whack that needs to be fixed, that needs to be healed. And this is your reading. It's about you. It's not their fault. Whatever's going wrong here it's kind of your stuff to handle. And I don't think you're dealing with it face on or handling it straight on, because it might be too much for you. You simply don't get it. It's almost like you're blind to the whole thing. Deep down, they are seriously feeling what's not working. And they would love to have things restored and brought into harmony and balance where it's reciprocal. Where if they're going to stay in this relationship, and where love is as love does, if they're going to commit to the relationship and stay here, actually be here for you, which is evidence of love, then they would like to see that reciprocated. But if it's not getting reciprocated, that's a big problem. Okay? It happens a lot with couples, especially, early stage couples, when they're building and building and building and building for the future. And you get so consumed in the building of the future that you forget the foundations on which you began this whole thing, where, you might have had, a really romantic, amazing honeymoon, and the dating life was wonderful, and you met each other at work, and that's great, and now you're married and made it official, and, then things get a little more serious, because now you're talking about 8th house intimacy, and then later on, like, you're waking up and realizing, what are we actually doing here? But because it's so easy to get sucked into the let's say, the material aspects of relationship, where I got to go to work, honey. Oh, I got to bring in more money. We got to pay off that last credit card. Well, I thought you were going to do it. Well, I thought you were going to do it. And, well, who's responsible here? I don't know. I'm out to work all day. You figure it out. You're the person over there. And it's just like, well, where did the love go? Wait a minute. It's like, well, I still love you. Well, are you sure about that? Yes, of course I am. I'm just doing what I have to do to keep our love relationship alive. Someone's got to do the work. And you're like, okay, well, I think you're missing the point, my dear. Let's have a look at the relationship itself. More pentacles. It's like the relationship is just holding on by a thread here. That's what I'm feeling here. No matter your best intent, Gemini, I don't know why I'm laughing, but it almost seems like one of those romantic comedy movies to me. That's how I'm feeling. To everybody who's watching the movie, it's really obvious that there's something totally out of whack here, and it's all falling apart, and it's all completely because of you, Gemini. I don't normally appoint blame or anything like that, but that's what I feel here. And everyone else can see it except you. And everybody wants the story to have a happy ending because it was all originally founded on love. Maybe this is a romantic comedy about everything that goes wrong. Who knows? So, and the audience is feeling like all of this, like, oh no, how bad is it going to get? Oh no, it just got worse. Oh no, it just got worse. Oh no, I can see what's coming next. I know what's coming next. Oh God, it's going to be, oh yeah, oh, that was bad. Oh dear. And then it just keeps going and going and gets worse. And at the point, it's very obvious to the audience that everything is just at the point of crumbling and you're just barely holding on to the foundations to keep it going, and they are just about to lose it because it's so out of balance. Let's have a look. Bammo! So, my feeling here with the Magician is that this might be a really serious wake-up call, like at the closing stages of the movie, where you suddenly wake up, and I'm thinking this is really close to the end of March when you had the Pisces new moon. Let me just check the dates. Hold on. And we're looking around, March 17th. So it's getting very close to when the Aries energy comes in. So we're hoping that as this movie unfolds over the month, you come to your senses. You finally wake up like, OMG, I had no idea that I was, let's say, expending my power, my magicianship, my magic gifts with the Magician card here in ways that were completely oblivious of us, of the relationship, of the love. Because I was so stuck with my head up my derriere because I always thought that I was doing the right thing. Uh-oh. Time to shift attitudes and refocus on this. Okay? And you're going to feel it, and that could be what is so uncomfortable. In other words, discovering anything, everything what's not working in your relationship because of all the light that's going to be shining up here, like in all the stuff that is normally not thought of as anything to do with relationships, like your career, your day job, your magnificence in this world. Like, what's that to do with my love life? Well, it has huge significance, as you can see here. All right. So I hope it didn't hurt your feelings, Gemini. Please, this is just a tarot reading. Watch your sun, moon, and rising and reinterpret this, okay? Cross watch for your significant others too. Okay, bye-bye. All the best. Bye. Oh, let me put this up here. Just as a reminder, you can't ignore this. It's there for a reason. All right, bye.